Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation. Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Let's watch Shelley Irwin at the Farmers Alley Theater as they prepare for their production of the Glass Menagerie.
The Farmers Alley Theater is an intimate black box theater located in downtown Kalamazoo. As an equity theater, they not only showcase great plays, but great actors as well. We stopped by during the production of The Glass Menagerie, a classic Tennessee Williams play about a family searching for something more while living in a dreary St. Louis apartment.
Yes. It's kind of tricky when you play these classic American theater roles. Like Laura in The Glass Menagerie is classic American theater, and so I think that there's a little bit of anxiety that goes into knowing that you're going to play an iconic role like this. But I always begin with the internal as an actor, and so I really was looking at Laura and how she behaves in this family, and then how she responds and her language. And I began with her relationship to fear and her relationship to her glass menagerie, and just made her very human. And so I began working with all of those little intricacies, and then building towards the physical also. As I said, she does have a physical limp. So that became another aspect of the character that I began working with a little later on.
So we are a member theater of Actors Equity Association, which is one of the oldest professional unions in the country. It's around a little over 100 years old, and it was created back in 1913 to provide living wages and a home for professional actors. And since that time, we've been able to contract actors working all across the country, because you can't hire a union actor unless you are a member of the union, a member theater. So we work closely with the Actors Equity Association, and it's been a great relationship. This is our 4th season as an equity theater, and we are so proud to be part of a great organization such as Actors Equity, which provides such great talent to theaters all around the country.
The character Laura in The Glass Menagerie is so iconic, and one of the reasons why is she's so shy, and that shyness is exhibited in a physical handicap that she actually has, with one leg being slightly shorter than the other. So instead of just putting this on as a coat, you really want to live in that shyness, and then in that physical defect. So what I do always before getting into Laura is I stretch, I warm up, and then I start, maybe a little shake, a little yoga, a little down dog.
So some physical warm up in addition to some mental.
Absolutely, absolutely, especially when your character has something physical. So what I like to think of is the source of energy, maybe where the problem is starting from.
And is it mostly in the leg that we're going to work here?
Yeah,
okay.
So Laura's left leg is the one that is slightly shorter. So I start from my hip, and I think of the whole leg kind of curving
twisting a little bit?
Yeah,
okay.
So you have to sustain this through 2.5 hours, right? So you really want to be able to take care of yourself, and so you want to be mindful of your body when you're working as an actor all the time. So I would start with the hip, and then I bring the foot down from the toe to the heel.
Because the leg is shorter, that's the...
Slightly shorter,
okay.
So, and it's very real too, so you want to really live in that and feel that.
We are so thankful to live in a community that is generous and want the arts to be a vital component in a town the size of Kalamazoo, and yet we have 2 wonderful university programs. We have one of the largest and oldest community theaters in the country. We have a symphony, we have an art museum, and we felt when we started this project that Kalamazoo deserved to have a professional theater here to bring in the types of works that wouldn't normally be seen in the area, because this is such a deserving community, particularly in the downtown Kalamazoo area where everything is kind of just centered in, and it's such a great artistic landscape here in downtown Kalamazoo.
So we're literally going to turn our leg in.
You turn your leg in, yeah. So you think of your pinky toe. And think of that being where you fall on your foot, and then feel your foot all the way back to the heel, and then you push off with your pinky toe when you're stepping. So let's try it.
Let's try
So
it.
try, maybe if you have
Kind of
to explore.
Twist in, think about it, pinky toe,
And feel it.
and feel it.
Yeah, so if you have to kind of maybe walk around our set, and could you sustain that? I mean, you got heels on, so that's,
Yeah, that's kind of.
that's bonus
I don't want
points.
to turn my back to the camera.
As you can see in our beautiful Glass Menagerie set, we have a lot of steps. So that's also part of this in walking up the step. And there's a moment where I take off my shoes, so we have to think about your foot and that placement. And so all of these aspects in creating a role and creating a character are things that you really do need to live in.
It isn't a flood. It's not a tornado, Mother. I'm just not popular like you are in Blue Mountain. Mother's afraid I'm going to be an old maid.
Theater is an amazing way to see life and to see life reflected and to see truth reflected. And I think that's really what we're all trying to get to with art, is to see the human interaction and human experience reflected back to us.
What shall I wish for, Mother? Happiness.
That theater looked very small. What was it like in there, Shelley?
Well, they called this particular setting a black box, which is more of an intimate setting. I mean, you still have capacity for a large audience. You still have capacity for the actors to move around and do their thing, but it's a little more intimate.
And what's the experience like for the audience?
Well, the audience, if you want to do theater, you're just this close from being on stage. I think it brings you closer to the action. It brings you closer not only physically, but also perhaps emotionally, perhaps mentally, where you're actually able to see the characters' emotions, able to see the lines in the face, and perhaps that brings you a little closer to the storyline and brings the belief and the mission that the Farmers Alley Theater strives so well to do. And plus, it's just a unique way to see theater that maybe the nosebleed section isn't part of. So the Farmers Alley Theater certainly is a great way to experience theater up close and personal.
No dozing off in there, that's for sure. All right, thank you, Shelley.
Watch Kalamazoo Lively Arts every Tuesday at 6 p.m.